channel. I hope you guys enjoyed my last video. I got a lot more interest than I thought I would, so that's good. Anyways, let's get to it. As you guys can see from the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing a coming out video to explain how it was for me coming out. As a lot of you guys already know, I am gay. And if you don't know, well, now you know. Put a poll up on Instagram to see what kind of questions you guys wanted me to answer. So I'm going to be going over those as well as explaining my coming out story. So I'm going to start with that. Let's start from like way back in high school. I was the type of girl who in her mind, I was like, I'm straight, I like boys, I was super girly. Well, I'd like to think so. I was trying anyways. I remember always telling myself like, we're this huge gang of girls, like all of our friends. There are really big odds that one of us here is gay. And I would always think, that's not me. I'm not gay. So I would try to think like, who's gonna be that one to like come out and be gay? And I didn't think it was gonna be me, but I need a lip job. There you go. I didn't think for 1 second that I was gonna be gay at all. So then I graduated high school, started university. You know, first year university, you're going out with your friends, you're meeting new people, you're partying. I always told myself that I wanna try everything once. I had my eye on this one girl. I admired her. I thought she was really pretty. We went out this one night, me and my friend. We went out to this club called Rev. No, it was called something else back then. IROC? Yeah, so we went out to IROC. At one point, me and my friend were outside, and I was like, I think I have a crush on a girl. And I was like, you know what, I want to try everything once. I'm just gonna go for it, see what happens. And I knew that she was gay, or had been with a girl before. So not too long after that, on Halloween, we went out to a club, and I remember seeing this girl. I remember watching her dancing and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, she's hot. I mean, if I want to try something once in my life. After that Halloween, I was kind of like, I almost put a target. I was like, okay, this is the person that I'm going to try my experience with. So what I did, because I wanted to know if she had a girlfriend or not, I messaged her girlfriend's or ex-girlfriend's sister, or was it her sister's friend? Anyways, I messaged her and was like, so are they still together? And then the person was like, no, why? And I was just like, oh, no reason, just curious. So then I was like, hey, she's single. Let's, whatever. I didn't have a plan. I just kind of went with it. So not too long after that, there was a big concert going on at IROC. I think it was like Classified, maybe? Classified was playing, yeah. Me and a bunch of my friends went, and we got there, whatever, had a couple drinks. So I remember seeing her there that night. Got a couple drinks in me. I was like, hey, tonight's the night, you know, just gonna go for it. My friend Mark, classic, always wingmanning me, went over and talked to her because they knew each other, and apparently told her that I had my eye on her and I was crushing on her. So then, obviously, she started paying attention to me. There was a lot of people in the club that night, so the pathways to walk were very like squished, like you're bumping into people and stuff. I remember walking by this person, and I felt that person like elbow me, kind of, and then like grab me. I was like, who's touching me? And I turned around and it was that girl. So then I was like, shh. So then I knew that the interest was mutual. So I was like, okay. Now I was a little freaking out because I was like, I've never done this before. How does this work? What do I do? Freaking out. I think she ended up leaving and going to the Igloo or something. She was there with Mock. So Mock was texting me to go meet them. He was like, dude, go for it. Just do it. You got this. YOLO, basically. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I ended up going to meet my friend Mock at Igloo, where she also was, giving the glares and the whole shebang. And then we ended up going to her place, and I don't have to explain the rest. After that night, it was like, you know, we kept hanging out. We ended up dating. I would say that I was sexual. I was only gay for her. That was what I was telling myself for the first like year and a half of my life, of my gay life. She ended up being my first ever girlfriend. Things didn't work out with her, and then I ended up having another girlfriend after that. But when I was with her, then I was saying that I was bisexual. And then after that, my other girlfriend after that, I would say that I was pansexual. so that I would just fall in love with the person. So I still had kind of like guys into consideration. I think I was just in denial that I was fully gay, and I just was having a hard time accepting it. So I was like keeping my doors open. But then finally, once my last relationship finished and then I was starting to date again and stuff, kind of realized that guys were not my thing. You know, there's those stages. You start saying like, I'm just gay for this person. Then you start saying, no, I'm bisexual. Then you're like, I like girls more than boys. And then you get to a point where you're just like, no, I'm just gay. But really, you don't really have to put a title on it ever. If people ask you, well, what are you? You could just be like, none of your business. Why do we even have titles? It doesn't make sense. Once I started dating this first girl, I wasn't telling anyone except my friends. All my friends knew that I was hooking up / dating this girl. My family didn't know. I think one of my cousins knew. Even like my friends' parents knew. Like my own parents didn't know, but my friends' parents knew. And I was super open about it. I was just kind of like shy to tell my parents and my family, just because I thought they were gonna like look at me differently or like treat me differently. I told my sister first, and I mean, she was super cool with it. My family's pretty accepting in that way. I could basically tell them that I want to do something really weird with my life, like I want to be a stripper. And they'd be like, we'll support you in whatever you want to do in life. But yeah, you get the idea. When I would go like do things with this person, like go on dates and stuff or sleep over, I would always say like to my parents, oh, I'm going to go G's with my friend Julia, or I'm sleeping over at Julia's. I would use my friends a lot for things like that. The night I told my parents, they were out at a party, I believe. And I was here. I used to live in the apartment that was in their house. That night we were drinking, me and my friend, in my apartment downstairs. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna tell them to just like let it out, because I was at a point where I was like seriously dating this girl and my parents had no idea. I texted them and I was like, when are you guys coming home? I have something to tell you. So then when they got home, I had no idea how I was gonna tell them, what I was gonna say, no clue. We came upstairs, me and my friend, and I told my parents, I was like, I have something to tell you. And my mom goes, I think I already know. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you already know? And she goes, you're dating Julia. What? Who? Like my best friend Julia? Which kind of made sense that she would guess that, because I would use Julia as an excuse every time I would go out with her. So in her head, she was like, she's spending a lot of time with Julia. She's dating Julia. So I was like, no, I mean, I'm dating someone and it's a girl, but it's not Julia. So she was like, oh, okay, who is it? So then I kind of told her, but I was like, wait a minute. Why did you assume I was dating a girl? All she said was, we just knew. We're your parents, we know. I was like, but I don't dress gay. I don't act gay. I was so confused. But it's true, I guess parents just know things like that, apparently. So yeah, that was pretty simple. Nobody ever treated me differently, and everything's been the same since. My coming out was pretty easy, probably very different than some coming out stories that I've heard where families aren't so accepting. The only thing I have to say in that scenario is to just give them time. Everyone comes around after a while. You just gotta give them time to process. So that's basically my coming out. So now I'm gonna move on to the questions that I had. So the first question is, how did you know you were gay? Well, like I said in my story, in high school, I did not have a clue. First year university is when I started looking at girls differently. Instead of being like, oh, she's really pretty, I would say, oh, she's really hot. And then I would think of like kissing her instead of just being friends with her. I would find myself thinking other thoughts about the girls. I just don't find an as big connection with guys. I don't connect as well with guys than with girls, and I feel more myself and I feel more comfortable when I'm with a girl than with a guy. Some people just know. For me, it was a little bit more gradual. So really, to answer your question, how did you know? I didn't until now. Next question was, how did your family take it? Like I explained, my family was pretty chill about it. My parents took it really well. Same with like my extended family, my grandparents, my cousins, uncles, aunts. I wasn't the only gay in the family, so that probably helped a little bit. I wasn't so scared to come out. The other question was, does that mean you'll never have children? What? I think some people need to get educated a little bit. No, that does not mean that I will not have children. I do very much want to have children. There are ways to have children when you're gay. Google it. Did your friends act differently around you? No. If they're your real friends, they won't treat you differently, they won't act differently around you. There's always gonna be these like 1 or 2 friends that make jokes about it at first, just maybe because they're uncomfortable about it. As girls, you know, girls change in front of each other all the time. It's a normal thing. But then once I came out, a couple of my friends started whipping out comments like, let's say, getting ready, and then we were like changing, and they'd say a comment like, oh, don't check me out, or like, sorry if I'm turning you on. Just because I'm gay does not mean I'm attracted to every single female out there, and especially not my friends. Just because you're gay doesn't mean you want to sleep with all your friends or you're turned on by all your friends. I didn't let those comments bother me because I'm just like that. I don't let shit like that bother me. It was kind of more like a joke, like we would laugh about it. My friends took it pretty well and they didn't really treat me differently other than those little jokes here and there. Another question I got was, do people ever tell you you don't look gay? But I do. I mean, before I didn't look gay, I understand where people would be like, but you don't look gay. You don't have to look gay to be gay. I could wear dresses all the time and lipstick and still be gay. Being gay is not a costume. You don't look gay. I mean, I look gay right now, but that's just now. I still wear dresses. I still wear heels. Not often, but I do. You just wear what you feel comfortable in. I think that was all the questions that I got for today. I hope I answered some of your questions and cleared things out for you guys. My only comment on coming out is don't worry about what other people are gonna think of you, because that's their problem. They're gonna come around, just be yourself. So I'm gonna finish this video here, I think. If I didn't answer some questions that you guys had that you would like answered, you can always send me a message on Instagram and I'll gladly answer them for you. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was a helpful video. Please like this video and subscribe down here. I think it's down there. If you haven't watched my first video, go ahead and watch that now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Saying, why were you creeping around late last night? Why did I see 2 shadows moving?